the counter-attack later on. It's next level mind games right here. Guys, we're going to be hopping into game number 2 now. The draft has begun. Let's see what Liquid and Fnatic have for us on the second map.
So the first thing that we have is a ban on Tyrande again, which is actually interesting to see because that already shows us that they are probably going to go into maybe, well, I could see a false start early, but it shows us they don't want to have Tyrande, they don't want to have Kalthas. It's a different first pick that they're aiming for.
Yeah, so it is kind of interesting. You can tell that just by the amount of time that they are letting tick down as well.
No, I mean Fnatic.
Yeah, but TeamLiquid also letting their time tick down, so they're wondering which one do we not want to let them have? They want to know which one they're going to get themselves, well, which ones do they want to try and get away from Fnatic.
They can go for a bit of a bullshit ban actually right now. If they
could.
If they want to have one of the two and they get an extra one, yeah, exactly. So that's what they could do here. Usually it's the first team that is really going to go for one of those second-tier bans, and they ban out Kalthas, so it's still all the same. Fnatic most likely going to go into that early false stat. Or maybe they have another hero that they really want to take first of all, but yeah, they have, of course, a couple of options of what they can go for. Normally, we have a bit of a... Yeah, there is false start. It was kind of expected.
Yeah, both of these teams put a very high priority on faster. I would say Fnatic a little bit more, just due to how proficient they are with it. But getting that does give the Sonya and an Uther or an ETC going over to TeamLiquid here.
So with the ETC, there's no risk of Fnatic running it. I suppose that a Muradin would be a very solid start for Fnatic here again. They could even play, I guess, the Tacita or the Uther with it. So one of the two heroes is most likely going to be played. So I would say Muradin Uther or Muradin Tacita is very likely.
Yeah, I'd be down with that. I would probably go with Muradin Uther just to get that Uther away from ETC and Sonya, because that is terrifying. And then maybe ban out the Tacita to go with it.
I suppose one other hero that they could go for is a Jaina. If they really want to have the Jaina for main and now that Kalthas is already gone, then it would be an opportunity for them to take it now, since I think there's a very high chance that TeamLiquid would even consider a ban on her, since they of course know that it's one of the priority heroes for main himself. But it's the Tacita first of all that they try to go for here.
Yeah, do not want that to be going with the Sonya, but there is still the potential for the Uther, but Fnatic could of course ban that away from TeamLiquid if they didn't want them to have it that badly, and could pick up the Jaina, could pick up the Muradin, like we have already been talking about.
I mean, Tacita Muradin was one of the original assumptions that we had here together with the Tacita, with the Muradin Uther. So let's see if they actually take that frontliner or if they go for a bit more damage here first of all. It's still one of those setups where it's, of course, extremely tricky. I mean, one wrong choice here and you could lose game number 2. And for both of these teams, this is an incredibly important one. If Fnatic, for example, takes it here, having the 2-0 pressure against their opponent is so valuable.
Yeah, they need to be very careful with this. There is the Uther, so they go with both of them, giving away the Jaina and the Muradin, but only one can be banned, but Liquid will get a pick on either of them. If they decide to maybe not ban out the Jaina, they could pick her up themselves to combo with the ETC.
I don't think that we're going to see a Jaina for Fnatic with this setup. That screams melee assassin to me. For me, that is...
I meant for Liquid.
Yeah, for Liquid...
Liquid could ban out the Muradin here and then pick up the Jaina for themselves.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to ban out Jaina. I could see them picking her, but a ban on her I feel is very unlikely with the setup that Fnatic already has. Fnatic is most likely going to go into a single frontliner and then going to try to run maybe even a melee assassin with this. Yeah. Maybe TeamLiquid is banning out exactly that, a melee assassin or one of the tanks now. And they ban Tyrael here. That helps, of course, with the damage negation. It could also lead into that Jaina again for them.
Yeah, the Jaina could be very nice for them to combo with the ETC. And just to help a bit of burst damage from Sonya, you could get a bit of a snipe composition going. And Fnatic, what are they going to ban out here? They could ban out the Jaina themselves. It's not too likely, but it would still be quite a strong one from them.
Yeah, with Tyrael already gone, there's not too much that you can really combo off with the ETC. It's again interesting, by the way, that TeamLiquid bans out the Tyrael, since it's one of the heroes that other teams would try to combo with ETC now that Uther is already taken away. And there's a Sylvanas. It's getting a bit more likely that we're going to see a melee assassin here. Silence is, of course, a melee assassin's death.
Have to see what they do pick up here. It's going to be quite interesting.
And for TeamLiquid, I mean, they can just run this with the Jaina, as you already said. If they run a good mosh pit, then they can definitely hit that double Blizzard in the Cone of Cold, Ring of Frost as well to get that burst damage in. With the Sonya, I guess Karazim, there's Jaina. I guess Karazim as a healer would probably not be too bad. You have that front line already. You want to have that potential Divine Palm depending on what Fnatic goes for. You will still have that last pick, so you can adjust a bit to what Fnatic chooses.
Yeah. Just so you know, we do actually have a result in the TCM G2 game where TCM won 2-0 and took third place.
Wow, very impressive.
Yeah, did not expect that. I expected that to go to a 2-1 either way.
Very impressive here. Charism, as expected, is the pick, and now it's time for Fnatic to really show their cards. Melee Assassin, yes or no. They have still Muradin available, by the way,
Yep.
as the frontliner.
Muradin would be very nice here. A lot of high power CC to add into whatever their frontliner could be. If it was Liquid, we'd say the Thrall could be very likely. Sonya's been taken away, so it can't be that. There is the Muradin, we did call it.
Thrall, Illidan, Karrigan could be used here if they want to go into a melee assassin. This is really the setup for it. If you ever go into a melee assassin, this is the time that you go for it with a Tacita and an Uther, and they go into a Zagara instead. No melee assassins for them here. They have still a very, very solid setup, of course, to keep the heroes alive. Zagara is absolutely, she's a great hero here. I would have loved to see melee assassin, I'm not gonna lie. It was fun in the last game.
I think they baited us pretty hard with that comp, trying to make us believe it was a melee assassin.
Yeah, it would have been really cool to see one here. But of course, that's Zagara. We've been talking a lot about how she is one of the most solid picks on Sky Temple with that bot lane pressure that she can build up, all of the vision that she gets through the creep dreamers. And therefore, it is definitely a pick where you can say this is a super solid composition. But a melee assassin would have been fun.
Yeah, it would have definitely been powerful. But we've already spoken about how good it is in this situation anyway. TeamLiquid finishing up their composition with a Valor, so more AoE damage and a lot more range damage in general to combo with their already very two CC heavy strong frontliners.
I like both of these comps quite a bit, I have to say.
Yeah.
I mean, you have that Sonya pressure that you can build up on the side of TeamLiquid. When we're talking about Fnatic, it's a great fall set. We have Zagara, which is also very, very solid. Muradin as a frontliner is already insane. And if you have the support of Tacita plus then Uther, that is incredible. So the setup that they're running here is very, very nice. But for TeamLiquid, the same is true as well. That's a very good heroes that they have there. If they get a lockdown against anybody with all that burst damage, that is brilliant.
The TeamLiquid composition, like you said, is going to be very lenient on the whole locking down people.
Yeah.
And we have to remember, out of all the heroes who, like, let's say beta heroes, when those compositions were around, which hero would you pick and then be like, well, this hero is really immobile, let's just pick him off over and over again? Because I would say it is Zagara. She is the one who was picked up so much, and people were like, well, Zagara has no escape in the slightest, especially on like the old TeamLiquid composition, Falcon, for example. He would actually, he'd be a very, very solid Zagara, but people would be like, well, he has no escape in the early game. Let's just bully him a bit.
I actually totally misunderstood what he said. When he's talked about
really?
picked up, I was like, pick as a draft hero.
Oh,
like,
no.
And I was just like, huh? Like, list the negative aspects, and why would I pick that again? I was really confused there.
Sorry,
But yeah,
I said it
I
wrong
know
way.
totally what you mean.
Yeah.
The lack of an escape makes her very vulnerable at the beginning. I feel what she has to do to really counterplay that is to really make sure that, that is why I could see the team move to the bot lane first, to make sure that she is able to establish the creep tumors that allow her to detect the rotations coming in. Because you're totally right. If that Zagara is picked off, that would be a disaster.
On
You
your
need to make sure that
ETC,
you move away.
You're going to have a horrible time. You're not getting out of that. That is the thing. So like you said, if you can give her some control over the lane, like maybe go to the watchtower, see where the enemy is. If they aren't at the watchtower, send some people down to the bot lane, protect Zagara, let her set up her creep tumors, and then spread up to your lanes.
Once she has the creep tumors up, she sees the rotations coming, and as a Zagara player, I feel like the times where you were talking about, that was also when Zagara was still kind of getting introduced more into these compositions. By now, I feel the players are a little bit smarter with the way that they play her, and I would expect Zagara at the bot lane to try to play as safe as possible because, as you said, she doesn't have an escape, and she is going to be a priority target.
She's one of the best laners, not just because of her incredible lane push and her really high harass potential with her hunter killers. It is because she has that great vision of people heading towards her lane, and just that is a good way to survive. And of course, health regen on creep is a pretty nice thing.
Yeah, that reconstitution is pretty sweet. The game has started, and we're going to jump straight into the game. Game number 2 in the best of 5 series here, the grand final at the 4K Hitbox event. And guys, let's get ready for this one. Let's find out if Fnatic can add another score to their scoreboard here for them. We have to the left side Fnatic with Breeze on Muradin on Sky Temple. We have Shat on Zagara. He's going to run the bot lane. At the same time, Quacknix on Forster, it's Mexisal on Uther, and Mene on Tacita. To the right side of the map, it is, of course, TeamLiquid, and they are running currently Sonya, played by Lowell. We have Chris on Vala, Get Amhead with the Charism, Vortex on Jaina, and Lucifer on ETC. Fnatic is in the lead with a 1-0 in the best of 5 series here at the grand final, and we're going to find out now if they can increase that to a 2-0 lead, put even more pressure onto TeamLiquid, or if the team around Vortex and Lucifer, the Spanish brothers, the core of the Spanish Armada, if they are able to win this game now, tie the series up, and bring us into a third game on even footing.
I am loving Zagara's lane rotation at the moment, starting off near the mid lane, putting up her creep tumors in the bushes between mid lane and bot lane. Starting from the upper side so she can see if people roam down there. And also, if anyone was to go really aggressively into the bot lane, she would not be there yet. So they wouldn't actually gain that much out of it.
Yeah, so she's staying safe from the very get-go. Reconstitution, of course, a level 1 talent, which gives her a bit more lane sustain. We have also the Reverberation for Muradin taking on the Thunderclap. Season Marksman, a double Conjurer's Pursuit to round things off. Fnatic with a very, very solid composition in terms of sustain. They have not only the Uther, but also the Tacita here. This is a pretty solid setup that we see for them. I'm very curious about this game. This is a good draft for both of them.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting indeed. Having a look at some of the level 1 talents, we can see the Seasoned Marksman coming in for that Falstad. The Conjurer's Pursuit on many of the heroes, including the Jaina, the Uther, and the Tassadar here, which is going to be very cool. And everything else, fairly in the usual here. The Transcendence on the Karazim, so he is the only support in the team. It would have been very unlikely to see him going for the Iron Fists.
Yeah, that would have been a little bit weird with that setup that they're running here. But it's always cool when we see... Oh, we have TeamLiquid in the final, so we could actually see them at some point decide to go into a damage Karazim. They did it before.
Yeah.
We have Mena and Lucifron in the mid lane fighting for the temple up to the top. There's also a slight battle happening right now with Fnatic getting the better of TeamLiquid. To the bot lane, Sonya and Zagara going toe-to-toe. And yeah, this is so far a pretty even trade with Fnatic getting slightly ahead, but it's only a matter of like wave push.
Yeah, Fnatic looking quite nice, but not with a huge lead. With level 4 hitting pretty much simultaneously for both teams. And both teams, like you said before, just trading temple for temple. And this is very similar to the last game. Neither team eking out a significant advantage yet.
Yeah, we have the Mental Acuity taken on level 4 for Tacita, so he doesn't go into the Legion Plasma. Doesn't really have to with an Uther already being around. It's still likely that we're going to see on level 7 then Kala's Embrace. The only other choice that I could really see here would be a Mule if they really feel that they can get a lot of use out of it. But having those preload on the shields is just absolutely incredibly strong, and it's basically a guaranteed advantage to you. Whereas a Mule, of course, depends a lot on your opponent's movements on the map.
Yeah, this is very true. Lol playing very safe in this bottom lane here. Zagara playing quite aggressively because she can. We already mentioned how playing safe with Zagara is important, but she can see everything coming except for that very small corridor between that bush and the easy camp, which currently quite a few members of Liquid are, but they choose to grab the camp instead of roaming to the bot lane first and maybe trying to get a cheeky kill.
Yeah, the move in the fort up at the top, and they get that easily. A very nice attack that we're seeing from them. We have now a double talent taken for Vala, who went into multi-shot with the Arsenal and Composite Arrow. Of course, the radius increase on Jaina on level 4 now too.
Yeah, the radius increase is going to be very effective to combo with the mosh pit and just with any engage they can get here, where everyone is grouped up, which is going to be happening a fair amount. Lucifron having to use Power Slide quite early to get away here, as Mena was moving in quite aggressively. Mena not going to do a huge amount of damage on this Tassadar, but enough to scare him back.
An early timing for the Siege Titan camp to be taken down to the bottom of the map. So we have the Bruiser camps not attacked yet. Oftentimes teams are trying to combo that off with the appearance of the temple at the bot lane. We have for now at least Fnatic going for their own temple. TeamLiquid was a bit early, as I already mentioned. With the level 7s, we're seeing now no Mule, but it is Kala's Embrace. It is the expected talent. And after Reconstitution as the level 1 talent on Zagara, we start now the endless creep for even more vision on the map.
Yeah, gives him more vision. Also gives him more area to get his health regen thanks to that reconstitution. So he's going to be very safe down here in his bottom lane. You can see him actually currently spreading even more creep to prevent himself from being ganked and helping his team gain control and vision over this bottom lane, which is where the next temple will be in 4 seconds.
Yeah, they can actually force a lot of pressure already on these structures. The job well done. Here comes the rotation again. Lowell gets locked down for a second. Fnatic with a very nice stance. Yeah, I'm liking it a lot. Experience-wise, they're also in the lead. But we have TeamLiquid with a camp that pushes the top lane. That might, in the long run, work out in their favor. But Fnatic is down here, taking the much better position.
Yeah, Fnatic looking for the good angle here. Liquid moving in now. They're finally actually able to take control of the temple area. Breeze is standing here, preventing any shots going over to them. Whereas the rest of his team is looking for the correct angle. They're harassing Lol. from the back there, so he's going to have a bit more trouble getting into the point.
Yeah, same time, Gerd is starting to move in, has to dash away though, and does do it exactly that. ETC moves in against Quacknix. The shields of Mena are there immediately. Not a second too late. Quacknix, of course, one of their most heavy damage dealers here. Next to Zagara, the two of them have to be kept safe throughout the fight. And yeah, what Fnatic shows here is that sustain that they have thanks to the double support that they are running. A very cool setup, and you could really tell that for TeamLiquid it's a bit tricky to get a kill in.
Yeah, they're trying their best, and you saw how far back LoL was. He wasn't willing to take the risk of diving in and having the person he focuses just sustain out of the fight and get out of there pretty much scot-free. We do see level 10s available for Team Fnatic here, and they're going to try and use that to take Vortex. A nice hammerang. Quacknix picks up the kill, but he's now being focused really hard.
And they get him. Well played here. And that's a level 9 versus level 10 kill that they just secured with a very good rotation on the map. Taking a slight risk here, of course, going up against those level 10s. If there's a rotation of Fnatic, then they might be in trouble. But it's a kill for a kill now. We still see Fnatic far ahead, though, because they were able to kill the structures down to the bot lane thanks to them securing the temple.
Yeah, they're looking very, very strong. So we do see Lucifron.
Very annoying.
Yeah, being as irritating as possible. Lucifron and LoL moving in will capture this camp pretty easily. And Vortex, there we go, able to finish off that creep tumor. But level 10 is available for TeamLiquid here. And that's going to allow them to put at least some kind of counter pressure on.
Yeah, that creep everywhere on the map is really a pain to deal with, and Zagara is doing a very solid job. If you have that endless creep, then it's even more annoying, and you can tell how they desperately try to limit the vision of Fnatic. But that's a very cool asset that they have now. With the level 10s, we have, of course, Force Wall, there's the Wrath of the Berserker, Strafe, Divine Palm, Water Elemental, and the Mosh Pit. Very much the standard talents that we see on the heroes on level 10. Incredibly powerful talents here. Gerd is not going to a 7-sided strike, and since he is the only support for his team, that makes a whole lot of sense. But there's a big push happening already up here at the top, and Gerd has to move away. They are trying to go for false step, but the Mighty Gust saves him for a second. LoL, on the other hand, might be going a bit too deep here, as Breeze is suddenly turning up together with Mena to assist the bird.
The rest of TeamLiquid, though, were moving in to help out LoL, so he would have been able to get out of there. But Fnatic did peel off. They didn't want to take that full team fight, especially seeing as the temples are just spawning and they only have a level lead, not that talent lead, that they would want to take a fight in that situation.
Of course, the temple at the bot lane is now active, just activated, and therefore the rotation can happen very soon. Lucifron has to escape. He was attempting to get the vision up here at the top. We have another temple also in the middle now, and both of the teams are starting to rotate heroes around. Zagara is the only hero moving to the bot lane. Everybody else up here is trying to secure a few shots, and Fnatic is aiming for the level 13 talent, which would give them an advantage, but the Mosh Pit is being used. Great execution of the Mighty Gust, making sure that ETC doesn't get anything out of his heroic ability.
Yeah, the Mosh Pit was only on Snexy there, so saving your support is a huge deal here. Breeze taking that damage, has to dwarf us away, wasn't comfortable taking all of that so quickly. While this is happening though, Zagara is getting all of the shots from this bot lane, so that is really good for her team here. And the rest of Fnatic are still trying to contest in this mid lane as much as they can. Force Wall allows Lucifron to take quite a bit of damage, but Breeze getting focused very hard, has to dwarf toss once again, but LoL coming in, gets the sphere, but Avatar popped by Breeze will keep him alive.
They have level 13. TeamLiquid is a level behind. Zagara takes the last few shots at the bot lane now, which attacks directly already the keep, or at least the front lines here. We have now for Falstad, Giant Killer taken. We're seeing the Shrink Grave for Uther and Prescience for Tassadar, whereas, of course, Zagara went into the leader list once again. Very annoying talent here. Zagara, in general, is a super annoying hero to go up against.
Yeah, she is probably one of the hardest heroes to lane up against in general. Really difficult to deal with, so it's nice to pick her off really early in the fights, which helps due to the fact she is a little immobile compared to other heroes. But like you said, with the creep, it's hard to gank her. With the Mutalisk, it's hard to fight her. She is just annoying.
Yeah, and we have at least the level 13 talents for TeamLiquid, which puts them on eye level when it comes to the talent choices, at least. With that, we're having, again, Groupies chosen and also Mystical Spear. We see the Frost Arrow for Vala, which is going to give her a lot of control, thanks especially to that range increase. Zagara is dead, so in this case, she did not get away. And with Zagara dying, that camp is also stolen away. Very good move here on the side of TeamLiquid. And they're getting a few kills, and 2 kills against 1 now. And they go for boss. Very ballsy move here, considering that we have a Falstad on the opponent's side with a Mighty Gust.
Here comes Falstad. getting into position, and Liquid just going to take this out as quick as possible. Look at them spinning up here to try and make this Mighty Gust as difficult as possible. Where is it from Quacknix there? There it is, but it pushes ETC onto the point. Very nicely played there by Liquid, and they will pick up the boss.
Okay, that was cool.
That was cool.
That was really cool.
Oh, you want to push me? Push me to where I want to be. Let me move forward.
They
Very clever.
shifted the heroes and pushed out to make sure that no matter what Forster does, they are going to have that boss anyways. That was brilliant. And that was a I mean, that was a small window that they had because they killed Zagara and they went for the boss.
Yeah.
Decision-making like that is what makes TeamLiquid a very dangerous team, but Fnatic is still ahead in experience.
Yeah, and Fnatic will likely keep that for quite a while. They're going to have to spend a lot of time, though, in this bot lane, clearing out the boss. Right now, Breeze hovering around, seeing his bruiser caps being taken. Can't really do anything about it because his team, like we said before, busy clearing the boss. Boss has finally gone down. They're on their way, but going to be too late. Luciferon picks up that bruiser camp. Now we're going to see TeamLiquid make their way up to top lane to get ready to fight over this temple. Whereas Fnatic, they're just soaking as much as they can. Faust going to be back to get full mana before he rejoins his team, where they may try to contest once they have the level 16.
Yeah, they want that 16 talent, but we have another fort now dropping down to the bot lane. That gives a bit of experience to TeamLiquid as well, but of course not enough to really fight this against the level 16, so they move away for now. A pretty cool move here in the series anyways. I really like the way that this is playing out now, but of course Fnatic with that extra talent does have a massive lead in the game still, and they also start pressuring those keeps early on. Stone Form, Brood Expansion, we have also Hammer Time taken and Benediction plus the Dimensional Warp. Strong talents for Fnatic, and they start really to put in the work against these keeps.
Yeah, looking really strong now, and something we should probably mention, we should give a shout out to the Falstad stacks, currently on 26 bonus damage at 12 minutes, which is very good considering the map. So he's going to be dealing a lot of bonus damage, especially with that giant killer to ETC and heroes like that.
Yes, definitely true, definitely true. Map also covered in creep, at least on the left side. You always want to know about the movements. But TeamLiquid has been actually doing a very solid job also getting rid of these creep tools. Considering that there's an endless creep on level 7, they have done a very solid job here. And that actually helps them quite a bit, because now they deny vision wherever they can. The left side of the map is still under the control of Fnatic, and in this case also Zagara. But how is TeamLiquid going to run this now? They have their own level 16s, and that means that we're looking at a double imposing presence actually for ETC and for the second frontliner. Oh, for now they jump in again, and seeing that over the imposing presence, seeing that actually over the potential nerves of steel is a very interesting choice here. You don't see that too often.
It is definitely to help deal with this Falstad, just stop him doing all of that damage. And you can see the rest of the talents here. Circle of Life for that Karazim, and the Northern Exposure over the Numbing Cold for the Jaina here. So getting that vulnerable in, trying to help burst down heroes who they are able to get a good engage on.
It's all about positioning right now. They wait for the hero to overextend just for a second so that they can go in for the damage. Everybody's just dancing around that mercenary camp. They want to go for the Siege Giants, but it is tricky. Still the lead for Fnatic in experience, but they fight on even levels now, and this is all about who is able to get the better hold of the opponent. Right now, Fnatic is just dancing around there, trying to push them back, and they claim that Siege Giant cap now. Fnatic decided to move back, take their own, and then go straight for one of these temples.
Yeah, so both teams getting a Siege Giant camp of their own, and will now move up to the temples, and we're going to see if they're going to go for the same one or decide to split up once they see that, for example, Fnatic, who look like they're grouping around this middle lane one a bit more, and maybe that will prompt TeamLiquid to go for the top lane one.
Yeah, Lowell is already doing his thing here against the camps, so they have now more camps pushing than the opponent. Here are the temples, they're starting to fight. Falstad is, of course, going to fly in as soon as he's needed. They're taking the first few shots away. Rotation to the top, happening with the rest. Now Vala is securing themselves that watchtower, and needs to be a bit careful since Muradin is heavily committing to it. But those shots are already claimed. Bot lane pressured by a mercenary camp. Top lane, the temple taken. Nice pressure from both of the teams, but that keep at the top lane is going to start taking damage soon for TeamLiquid.
Yeah, and it is now taking damage. The temple taking some good shots here, but Uther already backing away from this. He does not want to get picked off by TeamLiquid, but just because he is separated from his team. So instead, circling around with the rest of his team, and they're going to attempt to raid this mid-temple and take the final shots from that. Gerd coming in too delayed, this gets stunned, and Fnatic not really willing to fight this. They have a level advantage, so they may just wait this out, get as many shots they can from either of the temples, and try and get their level 20s.
Yeah, it looks very much like that's what they're trying to do here. Dodge fights for now, make sure that they get the advantage again. Also, the longer they delay this, the more damage the camp at the bot lane is going to do, because Falstad is even joining up with it now. And that has already gone through both of those towers. So this is solid damage that is being dished out. At level 19 helps them as well. And that is becoming a big problem for TeamLiquid. They're losing too many structures, and that makes the next tempo phase even more dangerous to them.
Falstad with 36 season marksman stacks is starting to look very scary. That was a very quick acceleration from him there.
Yeah, 15 minutes into the game, being on 36.
Well, 12 minutes, he was 26, so he's got 10 in 3 minutes.
Yeah, and Fnatic is just getting that keep. They go for the keep and take it down. They move away. Mighty Gust. Oh, the turnaround maybe against Lowell. He does not get the kill against Falstad. They're trying to jump in again.
Nice stun by Breeze there, preventing Lol from taking in. Quacknix flies away, just ditches his team, but he was the lowest there. He needed to get out of there. And we're seeing Lol continuing the chase, but Breeze with the jump away and the nice more there from Shad will prevent too much chase. We're seeing Jaina drop low here. They actually take her down.
Unbelievable. Fnatic, they do it again. The force ball, the level 20s. They go for the potential kill against Lucifron. We have them with the ball of the storm now on Zagara. We are seeing, in this case, Muradin with the rewind, and they go for another stun against ETC. There's the Divine Bomb. It's triggered, but they're going to go for the cow, and he is dead. That is another double kill. And they're going to go for core? No?
No, yes. They decided against it. It was very greedy with 3 members still alive and one of them being Sonya. That was very risky. With Divine Palm down, to be fair, though. But instead, they're going to move on to the boss because the keep is gone in the bot lane. They can put so much pressure on with this.
Yes, they can. They can indeed, and they will. And of course, I mean, there is only one chance for TeamLiquid, and this is try to delay it. Try to force them to abort, but it looks very, very dangerous now. Here comes Falstad. He's trying to push them away. Already the force ball is in. Where's that? There it is, Mighty Gust. No, yes, no. They go for the kill against Lone and get up here. They take down Gerd. Karazim is down. The boss is claimed. It was a 5 versus 3. But they had no choice. They had to go for it. They can't allow the boss to be taken. They know that it would be GG. And this is exactly what Fnatic is now aiming for. Level 20 versus level 19. The Storm Talons are reached and they fly in now with that boss and they're going to take it. Liquid was forced into the battle, but it went as expected.
Yeah, ETC is still alive as long with Jaina and Sonya. The mosh pit is available, so there's a potential of a 5-man wombo, but it's not going to happen, because we can see Fnatic splitting up so well here to push the core with the boss. Lucifron moving in, trying to just get anything he can. Interrupted twice by the Stormbolt and the Mighty Gust there. Smexy may actually go down. Nope, Divine shields himself, and that is going to be GG. And we will see TeamLiquid going down here, and Fnatic taking it to a 2-0 currently in the series.
Impressive game by them again. Very well played here, and especially towards the end of the game, that was very solid performance.